Before this video starts, I just want to give a massive shout out to all my channel members. If you want to receive a shout out, then become a channel member today and you'll be shown on screen like all these other channel members here. Anyways, enjoy the video. On February 7th, version 13.2 dropped in the Japanese version and dropped on March 5th for the Korean and Taiwanese versions, then released on March 11th for the English version. This update contains a lot of content and I want to talk about everything that was added into this version. Since we have loads to cover, all I ask is if you enjoy this update and analysis video, give it a like and sub to the channel if you haven't already, and comment down below on what was the most exciting thing about this update was for you. Anyways, we have loads to cover. If my voice sounds kinda off in this video, it's because I recorded the audio when I had a cold. Still have it, but it's not as bad as when I recorded the audio. All units discussed here will use their level 30 stats. Our first new unit is Pegasa, who is the 11th Uber added to the Galaxy Gal set. She has a 100% chance to weaken floating and zombie enemies for 4 seconds, or 4.8 seconds with treasures. She also has the Conjuring ability. Her Conjure slows everything on the field for 6 seconds, or 7.2 seconds against treasure traits. Her uptime with treasures is around 90%, meaning she can reliably keep their targets weakened from a safe distance. However, seeing as she also targets zombies, her somewhat low health stat of 56,000 health means she is vulnerable to ambush attacks by burrowing zombies. She could pair well with Octopus for the times Octopus doesn't trigger their weaken against the floating enemies they fight. Her Spirit is great for when you need to keep the enemy line stunned for a decent chunk of time, allowing you to take a slight breather. However, do note that because of the summon ability, you cannot stack her, since you can only have one summoner of the same unit out at the same time. Her damage output is not something you should rely on, since 23.8k damage with only 4.4k DPS means she is not going to be killing much. At least she has Z-Kill as an anti-zombie unit, unlike another Uber released within the last year who also targets zombies. For an Uber that was released recently, she isn't that bad, but her low health stat is a major liability, especially against zombie enemies. The second new unit added is an in-app purchase unit, this being Principal Cat. This unit has a unique stat curve and a third unit to have one, the others being Bahamut and another in-app purchase unit, Gotcha Cat. This unit follows the standard stat curve until level 20, then this shoots up dramatically. This means at level 30, this unit has 19.7k health and deals 6.7k damage. They are strong against red, black, and traitless enemies while being weak and knockback immune. On the screen is a chart showing their full damage values at level 30, 40, and 50. This unit suffers the curse that all Titan variants have. Their stats are way too low for how much they cost. They can hardly even tank the enemies that are strong against once you get past mid-SOL. Their immunities are kinda useful, but again, they suffer from bad stats to cost ratio. The only use we really get from this unit is for the Cat Academy restriction stages, where you can only use the units for the Cat Academy, and they could probably put in some work there, but outside of that, they're not that great. Only buy this unit if you want to have extra Labyrinth fodder and user rank. The last unit added is a White Day variant for Ice Cat called Frozen Rose Cat. Instead of freezing red, she has a 75% chance to freeze zombies for 4 seconds or 4.8 seconds with treasures. Her range is the same as Ice Crystals, being 425 range. Her health is surprisingly lower than both Ice Crystal and Ice Queen Cat, as this unit has 30.6k health instead of the 34k health the other two have. Her damage is in between Ice Queen and Ice Crystal Cat, dealing 26.3k damage. She is also immune to slow and has Z-Kill. Their slow immunity is pretty niche, as the only zombies that can slow are Zombo, Dabu, and Engabaru, but Dabu is immune to freeze anyways, and Zombo is a non-threat. The slow immunity is really only good for blocking Engabaru's slow from his mini surges. She shares the same fast cooldown as her variants, meaning her cooldown is only 57.87 seconds. This fast cooldown means that it isn't the end of the world if she does die. Her freeze pairs well with the Holy Blast, especially with it at a higher level, as she could prolong the freeze the Holy Blast delivers. She is susceptible to stronger zombie threats if they do get a burrow off, especially with her rather low health stat. This unit is pretty decent, but her biggest flaw really is her low base stats, but this is compensated for by her short cooldown. In this update, there is a single true form added, this being for Mighty Carousel called Extra Dimensional Advance, the first of the Colossus Slayer Ubers to get a true form. This unit gets a 33% increase to their attack and resistance against zombies and black enemies. This effectively boosts their health against black and zombie enemies to 299,000 health or 374,000 health with treasures. These two boosts finally allow them to shine, as they can actually tank zombies while dealing out decent damage. They can also more utilize their curse against the zombies they face, because they can actually tank zombie hits that they have the resist ability. Against black enemies, their usage is still meh, but isn't outright unusable like before. They still share the same flaws from their previous forms, like their really short slow time relative to their attack rate, and still not being great against black enemies, but at least against zombies, they can snipe the backline and shut down the various abilities that zombie enemies have without getting killed by burrowing zombies. In order to get this tree form, you need 7 purple cat fruit, 3 red, green, and epic cat fruit, and 4 yellow cat fruit. This update sees the addition of one Ultra form. This is the Ultra form for Eravanta, named Eravantix. They get a range boost from 375 to 400 range for the LD piercing that goes from 275 to 650 range to 275 to 725 range. They gain a 40% boost to their health, going from 109,000 health to 153,000 health. This effectively boosts their health against aliens from 548,000 to 768,000 health, making them much tankier against aliens. They also gain a 100% chance to knock back alien enemies. These boosts help air in many ways. The longer standing range allows them to be less susceptible to enemy pushes. The further LD piercing means they can snipe incoming enemies further back. Their knockback keeps any sort of push back to square one. When adding on talents, the weekend allows them to sustain their tankiness even further. The dodge isn't too needed since air is already naturally bulky. However, if you really wanted to make them even tankier, you could invest in the dodge. This Ultra form, while not as sparkly as the other Ultra forms added, is still a great improvement on a unit that did need it. If you want to get this Ultra form, you need 1 blue gem, 5 purple, and 5 green behemoth stones. Two units gain talents in this update. The 2 units that gain talents are Eternal Rika and Ganglion the Unleashed. Both gain standard attack and defense talents. First is Eternal Rika. She gains relic targeting, curse immunity, and slow resist. While the slow resist is one of the talents of all time, her gaining a new target expands her role to fight a whole new set of enemies. Rika against relics is a solid unit, as she can outrange most relic enemies, including Otham's Omni Strike by 10 range. She's already a solid unit against aliens and zombies, so dealing good damage against another trait is great. Her relic targeting is very valuable for the earlier stages of Uncanny Legends when you lack the stronger options obtained later down the road. Even after, however, she is still valuable as she can still deal a great deal of damage. For Ganglion's talents, their talents aren't the best. They gain a 50% chance to weaken aliens and zombies for 4 seconds, weaken immunity, and slow resist. The weaken talent is really the only one where you can get some use out of it, but if you want good uptime, you need to constantly get Ganglion knocked back to trigger the weaken again. Weaken immunity doesn't give them too much of a buff, since the only 2 relevant enemies that can weaken them are Kliwon and Calamari, but the former rarely weakens and the latter can get sniped thanks to Ganglion's LD. Slow resist. The stat buff talents are pretty good for them, however. One new unit gains ultra talents this update, this being Almighty Aphrodite. She gains a TBA reduction, reducing her TBA from 7.93 seconds to 5.53 seconds. She also gains attack ultra talents. Yep, her attack boost is an ultra talent, boosting her attack from 76.8k damage to 92.2k damage. These ultra talents are, something. At least we got the attack boost. But seriously, unless you plan on using Aphrodite at level 60, don't even worry about these ultra talents. In this update, 4 new enemies were added. The first enemy is the new Killer Axe base. For the stats shown, it is the highest magnification it is present in, at a magnification of 3250. The base will fire an attack every 10 seconds that covers 2000 range, and at this magnification, it will deal 19,500 damage. The second enemy added was Dogenstein, who is a traitless sage enemy. They have 120,000 health, which is more than a 200% wild doge, but only deals about third the damage, dealing 10,000 damage. They have a 35% chance to freeze any unit they hit. The third new enemy is Tarsiriel, who is an angel sage enemy. They have a standing range of 320, but an LD of 420 to 770 range, and have a 100% chance to slow your units for 5 seconds, giving them over 100% uptime. The last enemy added is a new Scarecrow. However, this Scarecrow attacks twice as fast and has 150 more range than the regular one, having 450 range. This allows it to kill meta dojo units like Brainwash Macho Legs and Casley the Bane. The new subchapter added is Stratospheric Pathway. No new Uncanny Legend stars are in this update. The first level is Permission to Land. This level features Dogenstein, Galactic Overseer Neandum, Calamari, and Dober PD. Then we have the Steps Great and Small. This level features Henry, Ms. Devils, Echo Doge and Dogenstein, Le Behemoths, and Midnight D. The next stage is the Burger Garden, featuring a ton of aliens and appears to be the showcase stage for Iravanta's Ultra Form. This stage features Le Solar, Star Pangs, I Am Face, Lemurs, Corporal Wayland, Yukan, and Bun Bun Symbiote. Small Inlet, Large Field features Dogenstein, Master and Project A, Kangaroo, Kamel, and Rain D. Bubbly Dream features all of the Mini Cyclone variants, these being Mini Angel Cyclone, Mini White Cyclone, Lil Cyclone, and Mesmocosma Cyclone. Last is Prairie Harbor. This stage features Dogenstein, Gokuraku, Saint Dober, and Tarsiorel. This update adds a new gauntlet with 5 unique sets of levels. Level 1 simply features a corrupted cat base and a singular killer cat. This stage rewards a speed up and a 5% chance to unlock killer cat. Stages 2 and 4 feature the corrupted cat base, some killer cats, and some killer tanks. Stage 2 has a 5% chance to drop killer tank and the stage reward is a cat CPU. Stage 4 has a 10% chance to drop killer tank and the stage reward is a cat ticket. Stages 3 and 5 feature the corrupted base and some killer cats. Stage 3 has a 10% chance to drop Killer Cat, and the stage reward is 50,000 XP. Stage 5 has a 20% chance to drop Killer Cat, and the stage rewards 3 Cataminaes. Stages 6 to 10 feature the Killer Axe base, some Killer Tanks, and some Killer Cats. On screen are the rates for the Killer and Killer Tank Cats across the 5 stages, along with the stage rewards. Stages 11 to 15 feature the Killer Axe base, some Killer Tanks, and some Killer Cats. On screen are the stage rewards, as you will have gotten both units by the end of level 10. For the first of these miscellaneous changes and additions, there is a new soundtrack added to the game, being a new track for Zero Legends and is a remix of the Fierce Ones Who Shake the Earth and is currently playing in the background. Next is that Isosceles Valley was nerfed, having the Winged Piggy go from 250% magnification to 150% magnification. 2 new cat combos were added. The first combo is called Leg the Wind and features War God Hanzo, Flying Ninja, and Miasma Cat. This is a freeze medium combo. The second combo added is a Research Large combo called Catacademy Anthem, featuring Secret Crush Cat, Tomboy Lion Cat, Chalkboard Eraser Cat, Class Rep Cat, and Principal Cat. The enemy guide can be opened when clicking on an enemy by looking at the enemies present in a stage and clicking on said enemy. Zero Legends has got the stage XP multiplier fixed, going from a multiplier of 1 to 9, making it more like Uncanny Legends and rewarding hundreds of thousands of XP instead of like 50k XP per stage. They have also added half-off XP events, in which unit upgrades and evolution costs take half the XP needed. Lastly is the new user rank rewards, in which user rank 21,900 gives 3 Sprocket Z, 22,000 gives a rare ticket, and 22,100 gives a platinum shard. The new Miku collab from version 12.7 might be present in this update. While there aren't any images of the new banner, the new Miku unit itself is found within the game, along in the cat guide. The new stages were also found in the files, so we might have to wait for 13.2.1. Metal Slug is not present in the game files for this version. This update was on the smaller side, not adding too many things. The most exciting thing about this update for me is the new Galaxy Gal, who is quite fun to test out. How do you guys feel about this update? Well, let me know in the comments down below, and while you're down there, be sure to give this update analysis video a like, and if you enjoy what you see here, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, as this lets me know I should continue this sort of content. Also, shout out to the following channel members: Something Something YouTube and Potato King for being gold members. If you want to receive a shout out like these channel members here, then become a silver member or higher today. Becoming a channel member supports what I do in a way that helps keep the lights on, and channel members receive an exclusive role on my Discord server, for which you can find a link to in the description down below. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.